Welcome back to News Geelong. Rainbow Riders is an equine-assisted growth and learning centre that provides a unique long-term client-focused day program for disadvantaged young people in the Geelong community. The program aims to improve self-esteem and confidence, family and peer relationships, social skills, and encourages healthy choices, behaviour modification and anger management. Debbie Meaney reports.
I'm here at Rainbow Riders with Baxter, a new addition from Sovereign Hill. I spoke with Ross Clancy to tell us about how special he is to Rainbow Riders. Tell me about 10-year-old Baxter here.
Okay, well Baxter's a horse that we were lucky enough to get a grant, and with that grant we approached Sovereign Hill, and Sovereign Hill were very helpful and enthusiastic to be part of what we do here. Baxter's a horse that for about 6 or 7 years ex-Sovereign Hill, and they've given us Baxter for as long as we need him, with the condition that they might take him back after a year or two and give us another horse, well trained and quite used to people, cameras and that's vital for us, because safety within the program is our number one goal. And to get a horse that's been trained and used to things is very important. Baxter's a horse that can be brushed, people can walk up to him, children can feel confident. He's also trotting, like he's has that little bit of challenge too, that he just doesn't plot around. He has has some good movement, and yeah, safety is our number one goal here.
And this grant that you've had from a generous donation?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was a donation of a collective group of people who chose to put money in for Baxter.
And how can people give you more donations, which I'm sure you're screaming out for?
Well, we look for sponsorship for particular needy children. That's one of our... Good boy. Good boy. So I just see a situation like that. We have been training Baxter to stop at different queues, just to give way and go through gateways, and that's all part of training him to be routine and structured to what we do. And that takes a little bit of time, because at Sovereign Hill he'd probably stop a dozen or so times. So that's part of his training. Going back to that other question, sponsoring children is vital for us with donations or agencies referring. Having the funds to put the child through our programs is very important.
This is Debbie Meaney at Rainbow Riders for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie, and well done to our friend Baxter. The National War Museum is a perfect choice for a rainy day or when you need to escape from the summer heat, with its wonderful array of attractions and exhibitions, including the current mesmerising wool quilt exhibition, which is a visual feast of colour, design and texture, as Meryl Friend reports.
We're here at the National Wool Museum where the Expressions quilt exhibition is being held. There's some amazing work with colour and texture and design, all with the wool involved in the quilt making. There's some finalists of this amazing quilt prize, and it's on until the end of the month.
Yes, we run the exhibition every 2 years. It's actually a competition. People are selected to enter. This year we have 31 different entries from around Australia. The idea of the quilt prize is that it's to promote the use of wool in quilt making, and to date it's been a marvellous success. The winning entry is behind me here, and this is a French title entry which translates as Rocks on My Desire, and this was made by a person called Kim Gordon. She's only been making quilts for 3 years. Yes, it is, and the lovely thing about that is that we will actually now acquire this quilt and it will go into our collection.
So basically the thread through all of these is that they must have some wool in them as well.
Absolutely. The whole intention of Expressions is to promote the use of wool in quilt making. To our knowledge, we're probably the only institution in the world that runs an exhibition such as this.
They're stunning. There's some amazing work here. Hours and hours, I'd imagine.
Yes, absolutely. And even if you think about the $3,000 for this quilt, the amount of hours that would have gone into that, I doubt that we'd ever pay it back.
From the National Wool Museum, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. The Tranquility Fair at Ocean Grove was a fun day for all the family, with live music, ride and activities for the children, and everything you could imagine to bring serenity to the body and mind. Meryl Friend reports.
Ocean Grove Park for the Tranquility Fair. Not quite so tranquil now, but everybody's having a great time. Plenty of entertainment and everything for your mind and body to keep serene.
The Ocean Grove Park Association was formed in 1996 to save this park, which was set up in 1888 to save it from development for residential purposes. And after a lot of hard work and fundraising, we managed to succeed.
So this Tranquility Fair, when did that start?
That was about 1999. I'd have to sort of think of my records, but this is the 13th one. So if the numbers work, I think that's about what it was.
And so it's grown every year since then?
Oh yes, well but it's now totally fills the park now. We haven't got room for any more, no matter what.
So it started off as a Tranquility Fair. What was the reasoning behind that?
Because a lady who ran a shop called Tranquility Base, which was sort of into sort of palm reading and Indian sort of things, she wanted to help us save the park. And so she said, I'll run something for you. And so she called it Tranquility Fair, well, she actually called it Tranquility Festival then, and she started it. But then it got all the complications of regulations and things but became too much for us, so we took it over and we've been running it ever since. And because we've expanded more and more into stalls and the like, we've actually sort of now called it a fair, because it's a mixture of things more so than one thinks a festival as often as the music only almost.
Well, there's so much here. There's live music and entertainment. There's all sorts of different stalls, as well as the Tranquility still around. And this has all been done by the volunteers of the Ocean Grove Park.
See anybody with a badge like that, you'll know they've been working for a long time on it. I mean, we use a large number of people. We do a letterbox drop with 4,000 flyers. So they've all gone to houses and things here and in Bowen Heads and in the caravan parks down at Queenscliff and Point Lonsdale. So that's all by volunteers.
Well, you've done a wonderful job, and the weather's been kind to you as well.
Oh yes, the weather's great. It could be a bit cooler, and it would have been more off the beach perhaps. That's all I can say.
Meryl Friend from the Ocean Grove Park for News Geelong.
Thank you to our Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Meryl Friend. As we go to a break on News Geelong, we'll return with our sport and weather reports after this.